Okay, let's do an example, graphing a rational function with a hole in the graph. So remember, first thing we want to do is let's factor so we can see if anything's going to cancel out. So f of x equals -3 x squared minus 4. I know x squared minus x plus 2x minus 2. So let's go ahead and factor that all the way. And bottom would be x plus 2, x minus 1. X plus 2 shows on the top and bottom. And let's see, I need domain. I'm going to have to find the holes. Since x plus 2 can be factored out of the top and the bottom, we're going to have a hole when x equals the 0 for that factor, which is actually -2. So let's finish simplifying this. I would have -3 x minus 2 over x minus 1. So to find this y value here, plug this -2 in for x for your simplified function. So -3, and I have -2 minus 2, -2 minus 1. -3 times -4 is positive 12 over -3, which is -4. Okay, so -2, -4, let's get that in there. So there's the hole in the graph. So let's talk about domain. Restricted values, x cannot equal -2. I don't have a graph when x is -2. It's not going to be an asymptote, but it is going to be a restricted value. I'm also going to have a restricted value when x equals +1. So vertical asymptotes, you're never going to have a vertical asymptote through a hole in the graph. So if this -2 served to find the hole, then the 1 will give you the vertical asymptote. Okay, so there's a vertical asymptote there. Horizontal asymptote. Okay, let's compare the degree of the top and the bottom. I have x to the first over x to the first. Now for this step, if this were distributed, you always want to look from standard form, so it would be -3x plus 6 over x minus 1, and that's 1x. You want to compare these leading coefficients, so I'll have a horizontal asymptote if the degree of the top and bottom is the same of a ratio of my leading coefficients. So it's really y equals -3. Okay, so next would be x-intercept. Plug in 0 for y equals -3 x minus 2 over x minus 1. Remembering that fractions are equal to 0 when the numerator is equal to 0. Tells me I can set this equation up, and dividing by -3, I would get x equals 2. So x-intercept at 2, 0. Okay, y-intercept. Plug in 0 for x. Which gives me 0, -6. So that should give me an idea of what this graph's going to look like on the bottom left here. And then I think I know what this graph's going to look like on the top right, but let's find, I don't know, f of 4. Just to give me one more guide point. So f of 4 is going to be -3, 4 minus 2 over 4 minus 1. Going to give me -2, so 4, -2. And then we can finish the graph like that. main thing to remember is simplify, or first you should factor, see if anything cancels out. The 0 from any factors that drop out is going to be the x value of the hole in the graph. To find the y value, take that x value and plug it in as x for your simplified function. Okay, and that's how we got the y value of -4.